I'm going to do a 2-minute bonus problem here for anybody who's interested. All right, so why is it always times square root of 3? So if this is x, what does this have to be? Well, this has to be 2x, which means, well, if I figure this one out, I'm going to use Pythagorean theorem. So I know x squared plus, I'm going to call this, what's something good that I won't get confused? I'm going to call it z, okay? Plus z squared, I don't love that either, it looks like a 2, equals 2x, and it's the whole thing 2x squared. That's important, okay? So I got x squared plus z squared equals 2 squared is 4, x squared. Now I need to get this to the other side to get my z alone. I'm trying to figure out what my z is. So I'm minus x squared. And I get z squared equals, let me get all this on the screen so you can see what I'm doing, equals 3x squared. Now notice what's going to happen. When I take the square root of both sides, I get square root of 3x squared. Well, we know the square root of a square is what I started with. So this can be, my square root of x squared is just x, and then I'm always left over with a 3. So whatever I start with over here, I'm always going to end up with 3 of those x squared underneath the radical, but then I can simplify that, bring the x out front. So that's why that always happens no matter what number I plug in there, because I end up with a 2x there. And when I do all the math, basically end up with 3 of those x squareds. And when I evaluate it, it's x times square root of 3, which once again is about 1.7. So, which makes sense. That's double. That is not quite double the x that I have there. All right, I got 2 bonus problems for you here. So you might want to pause it for a second, and then I'm going to give you the answers. All right, so if I'm going backwards, I got to divide by root 2 here. This is my root 2 rule, okay? So it's going to be 6 over root 2, as is this, 6 over root 2. Now, this is not in simplified form. And once again, it's not super critical that you know how to do this, but I like you to know how to do this. This is going to end up being 6 root 2 over 2, or that'll simplify further. 3 root 2 is what this is. And this as a decimal number is, if I can do it in my head, it's about 4.2, and that seems right. 4.2 and 4.2 and 6, that seems right. And then this one right here. Well, I'm going backwards. It's got to get smaller, so I got to divide. And I got to divide by what? I got to divide by root 3. So this is 5 root 3 over root 3. Oh, that worked out nicely because my root 3's cancel. So it's just that, it's 5. And then this side is easy. Once I have the short leg's the easiest one because I just double to go to this one and I multiply by root 3 going in this one. This is the hardest one because I got to go backwards. I got to remember to make it smaller by dividing by root 3. And then I got to remember to double it to get back to here. I almost always go to my short leg from here. I could go straight across. I could figure out what the shortcut is there, but it's too much to memorize. Thanks for watching.